Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. Our quote of the day comes from Machine Gun Kelly. Life is too short to live the same day twice. Our I can statement is as similar as it has been. I can order real numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. Okay? Now, we're going to finally hit 8th grade level, ladies and gents, in the sense that we need to be able to see a problem like this and correctly answer it. So what happens when we're given words? Like Daphne wrote the fractional part of the quiz that she answered correctly. And then we're given a table, and it shows the 4 quiz scores and the scores that she got. All right? And then we still have the question of which lists these quiz scores in order from least to greatest. And when we look at A, B, C, and D, we have to actually convert all of our numbers to decimals and figure out some way to answer that. So this is the goal. Don't panic, but we need to be able to do problems like this that have words, problems that have tables, and problems that have multiple choices for us to choose between, and then technically multiple choice within the multiple choice. To make that a reality, we're going to practice today with words and tables. All right? And then later on this week, we're going to have experience with multiple choice. So this first one here says the circumference of 3 tables are listed. List the tables in order from longest circumference to shortest circumference. As it said, I have table A, table B, and table C, and then I have the 3 circumferences next to those tables. All right, so which one goes first, which table goes second, and which table goes third, in terms of listing them from longest to shortest circumference? Well, as always, we're going to need to convert all of these to decimals. Luckily, the first table is done for us. All right, I'm sorry, table A is done for us. So we're going to this box, and it's 90, tab over, 0.6. And then we always fill in any blank boxes that we have. In this case, we would have 0. All right? Now, I want you to notice something, that I adapted my box to my table. Okay, this place value box had one number to the left, so I had to either create another box or move my decimal over. That's not a big deal because we can always move the place value box over, and we're going to be exposed to this in a real problem, so we have to be able to adapt. Our next table, table B, says 29 pi inches. Well, when I have 2 values placed next to each other in a math class, that indicates multiplication. Okay, so I need to multiply 29 times pi. So that means we need to go to our decimals calculator. All right. So I'm going to bring you over to with me to decimals, if it'll let me, of course. See, record. All right, I brought you over with me to this slide, or this site, and I'm going to use my graphing calculator, and I'm going to type in within my graphing calculator 29 times pi. Now, on our graphing calculator, press times, you'll notice that there is no pi button. Okay? Sorry, there is no pi button. Even when I click A, B, and C, there is no pi button. So then what are we going to use for pi? Well, if I look around a little closer, you were told to use 3.14, but I feel like, oh look, right next to square root is the pi button. So you're going to have to open your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Pi right there, and then we get 91.10618695541. All right? So for the purposes of our assignment, we have 91.10. So now I'm going to go back over to our assignment, bring you over here, and I'm going to type in 91.10. Tab over, decimal, 1, 0. All right, and then table C is 30 times pi. So once again, I'm going to go back over to my calculator. And instead of 29 times pi, this time I'm going to do 30 times pi. And again, the pi button is right next to the square root icon on our decimals calculator. Okay, so don't panic. Don't panic. Usually if Mr. Heiston, Mrs. King, or Mr. Rodriguez gives you an assignment, we have already done it. We already know it works. and we already have a solution, okay? It is rare that you'll get something out of nowhere, if ever, okay? So we have 94.247. So I'm going to go back over here, and I'm going to type in 94, let me move my decimal over, 0.27. Now, it says, our instruction was to list the tables in order from longest circumference to shortest circumference. So, which three of these numbers is the longest? Would indicate the longest circumference. 90, 91, or 94? 94. So table C would go first. Alright? Now, I'm using my place value charts. The 9 were all the same, but I saw in that second column the 4 was the biggest. That's why I picked table C. Alright? Now, what would be the next biggest circumference? And because I'm done with this one, I'm going to go ahead and move this one out the way. That's just me. Y'all don't have to do that. I just want it out the way. I know I'm comparing these two. So which one would be the next longest circumference? Would it be 90 or 91? Or I could look at it like column 1 was the same. They're both 9. Column 2, 1 is greater than 0. So that tells me that table B is the longest, has the next longest circumference. And then by default, table A is third. We have successfully listed our tables in order from longest circumference to shortest circumference. Now, I know some of you are lost in the word circumference. Okay, I want you to notice that I did not allow that to distract me. Okay, because I knew that I had the longest side to the shortest side. The longest thing to the shortest thing, even if I don't know what the other word means. Okay, but a reminder, you should know what circumference is from your previous grades. Circumference is the distance around a circle. Okay, so you almost think of these like hula hoops or like pieces of tape on the floor. All right. Now keep in mind that this is in inches too. If this is multiple choice, we need to make sure we pick the option that had inches. So on slide 4, it says order the homework done by each teacher from fewest work done to most work done. You're going to type the teacher's name here, who did the fewest work, and the one here who did the most work. Little hint, the teacher who probably did negative work should probably go first. Okay, just going to throw that out there. So, and then slide 5 says, the 40-yard dash times of 4 different NFL scouts are shown below. List the times in descending order. What does that word descending mean? Okay, for those of you who are watching this video, you're watching it online, I'm going to need you to go to your vocabulary resource in our class period and look up the word descending. It'll have an example of what it means for you. I'm sorry, it'll have a definition, and then it'll have an example for you of what that means. Okay? It says list the times in descending order. All right? And if you think about professionals, the NFL, do they want the fastest or slowest players? Okay? So if we had to list the times in descending order, think about they probably want it in either the slowest to fastest player or the fastest to slowest player. Now, as you're thinking about that, who would have the fastest time? Would it be the guy with the biggest number, like if it took him 10 seconds to run 40 yards? Or the guy with the smallest number who took 2 seconds to run 40 yards? Think about what the fastest would mean and what the slowest would mean. And of course, we need to put them in descending order. All right? Do not assume that because Mr. Heisen went to Texas Tech that that the fastest player went to Texas Tech or that the slowest player went there. But at the same time, do not assume that because Mr. Rodriguez went to Texas A&M that that's the fastest or that's the slowest. Okay? This assignment is designed to help you think through. And so down here at the bottom, it says which school had the fastest player. Please answer there. And which school had the slowest player. Good luck. You got this, ladies and gentlemen. If you have any questions, be sure to attend class and ask those questions. Again, our I can statement is I can order real numbers from least to greatest and greatest to least. Have a great day, everybody.